last time it jammed. Something jammed. I don't know what. We're screening topsoil. We're using this older screener. I don't think it's been used for a while. A bunch of repairs were done to it. You can see. And it needed a few more things done, but it is working. We need larger holes in the screening zone. It's 1/4 inch. That conveyor. There's two. The main conveyor, not a problem. It's a small conveyor and sometimes it starts slipping and then I gotta get out. I just threw a shovelful of sand on the inside of that and it started getting, for some traction, some grip, and it started working. We've had a lot of rain this summer, so it's been really hard to screen topsoil. You just gotta feed it really slowly. You dump it in there too quick, it just jams. The excavator was here until yesterday, and now it's not here. So the only way to dig that out is to get up there with a shovel and dig it out by hand. I'm not too crazy about that idea. That if you look over here to the left, that's the finished product right there. Down here is the reject material, the waste. I don't know what you guys can see. Yeah, it's time to grab one. I'm going to put this stuff through again one more time. So I've been putting it through 2-3 times. Seems to, those little balls they just don't go through that screen. So they'll come back out, but some of this finer stuff will screen out. This is our 6th day, and I tell you, the first 2 days were a total loss. It didn't work. Once it goes through once, it seems to screen better after that. It's loosened up, fluffed up. Some of this stuff that was screened the first. This is the waste from the first 2 days. It's pure topsoil. We're re-screening it, mixing it in with what we got there. There's some sand mixed in with some of that too. I'm in a 914K Caterpillar loader. Works pretty nice. I like it. It's rented. Everything's rented. That screener's rented. This thing's rented. I don't screen topsoil normally. I've never done it in my life, so I've always bought screen topsoil, but for jobs that I've done. But beautiful weather today. It's gonna be hot. The sun really helps. It's drying out the topsoil. Big pile down there. That's where it all comes from. Two spots. There's a spot way down at the bottom, and there's a spot up on that hill up there. saw me rototilling, this is where I was rototilling, right here. Over a month ago now. I think it's like 6-7 weeks ago. I did I do a live video? I think I did. Live video rototilling. I can't remember anymore. I'm not doing many videos, so it's easy to do a live one. That's our waste pile right there. Go up to the top after this and ground. We mixed it. We were mixing sand in at first. We're not doing it so much now. Almost 2 yards this bucket. It's probably a 1.75, 1.8 something maybe. And 930 is what we asked to get, and they didn't have one, so we had this 914K. It's a little bit smaller, but it's working out. It's not a bad match for this machine. Bigger's always better, but this thing cruises along pretty good. This is the raw topsoil right here. Pushed up into a pile by a bulldozer. Can you guys see? Turn it down a little bit maybe. Better? I can't see anything. 6 people watching, right on. Leave some comments. I don't think there's too many live videos of screening topsoil on YouTube. Probably not any. Got to be careful of is dumping it too quick in here because it just jams that conveyor belt. So just dump. I mean, it looks like I'm operating like an amateur here, but I'm doing this on purpose. Nice and slow. And I don't know if you can see the big conveyor lower down, but it's going to start. You'll see topsoil coming up there. Pretty short. This is our 6th day doing this, and I'm telling you, the first 2 days were a wipeout. We hardly got anything done. What we did do is we went and put some new rubber flappers on that thing on top of the drum. We also drilled the holes. It's coming up there now. We drilled holes in the ends of those flappers so they're really single-sided now, not double-sided anymore. The guy that owns this needs to buy all new 20 of them up there. I think there's supposed to be 22, but he's repaired the ends. Can't get rubber things on those end ones. The bolts are too short, so see right there, that thing flapping on top of the drum. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Just over on the left of the screen. That keeps this topsoil from sticking to that screen, but I think new rubber pieces would really help. Because you can see they're kind of like number 6s. They're supposed to be straight up like this. When they come to the top, they're supposed to be straight up, and they come down and they slap it really hard. There's only a few doing that. Out of 20, there might be 3 or 4 that does it the way it's supposed to, but the rest are worn right out. You wouldn't think something that minor would be such a big factor, but okay, let's go get a load of topsoil at the top. The sun's right on that pile up there ahead of me, so it dries it out pretty good. Bit of a half-ass road through here. In the morning I grab it from this side of the pile, and in the afternoon I grab it from the other side where the sun is beating down on it. This was all damp this morning. I took about 12 or 15 buckets from up here. It's starting to dry out again. Quite a bit of clay. What's happening here is that the golf course made new holes, and they've made 5, so we've made 5 so far, and they've opened 3. They're going to open the other 5 next year. So these holes are abandoned. They're going to build houses on them. They're going to either sell the land or they're going to build high-rises or houses. The company I work for builds high-rises. They don't build houses, so they sell it if it's going to be housing. More money in real estate houses than there is in golf. I think it's the same all around the world. The video games are better than playing the real games. And now I think what you see here is, I see the golfers going by, they're all older than me. They're all in their 60s, 70s, 80s. So that's as they stop playing golf or they die off, nobody to replace them. I'm not a golfer. Might try once. I can play for free here if I want. They'll give me a card, electric card. Yeah, I don't know about renting clubs. I might have to pay for renting clubs, but they'd let me play free here. Probably give me a clubs too. I haven't done it yet. Do when it's hot. I haven't had time yet this summer. I said every time you land something it starts raining. I think we've had there's 12 weekends in summer to me. I think we've had about 8 weekends it rained all weekend. Maybe not. Seems like 8. Okay. Some more. It's not done yet. Within 4 or 5 years, this will be all houses where I am right now. Those houses were built this past year. There's nobody living in them yet, but the ones further over on the left, they're starting to fill up with people living in them. So they're a year and a half, 2 years old. I don't know where everybody comes from. Green, see through it, so it's not blocking up. It was blocking up every morning. This morning right here. Now it's almost 10 o'clock. I think it's going to be a good day for screening today. It's working the best it has been in 6 days. don't know how old the screener is. It's got to be 20 years old, 25 years old. It's got a Deutz 4-cylinder diesel air-cooled engine, and it runs 3 pumps. The 3 pumps drive, they drive the 2 conveyors and the screen around what you see ahead of you. There's 2 drive motors on that screen. There's 1 on the small conveyor belt and 1 on the big one. There should be 2 on the small one. It tends to stop turning. What happens is the drive wheel spins inside the conveyor belt. You gotta keep an eye on it. I don't know what I'm gonna do if it stops turning, because it did it to me twice this morning. I threw a shovel full of sand in there, and I started and stopped it a bunch of times, and I got it working again both times. I don't know. If I can't get it working again, I gotta get the ladder and climb up there and shovel that freaking hopper up, which I'm not looking forward to. There's about 2 yards of topsoil going in there at a time, so I'm not too crazy about that idea. So what I'm doing is mixing. I mix a little bit from here, a little bit from the other side, and a little bit of that raw stuff that hasn't gone through yet. This has gone through once, so it's kind of fluffy. It doesn't tend to block it up. Anyway, all this topsoil is going to be used on the new fairways, the 2 biggest fairways on this golf course. And the actual golfers who used to golf here are going to be golfing on the same topsoil in another location. It's kind of weird. We're just moving it. Honestly, I think they could just move this stuff the way it is. There's almost nothing in it. It's just the odd big rock. Most of the rocks are the size of a baseball or bigger, and there's not that many of them. You just picked out the rocks. I would use screen topsoil in the center of the fairway and definitely around the greens and the tees. But myself there, I would just use this raw topsoil down the sides of the fairways. I would do the whole fairway with this and then just top it off 2 inches on top, maybe. I mean, the bulldozer can't really level it. 2 layers of topsoil. It's one shot. That's why they're screening it all. But it's gonna take us a month to do this. I think. It's been 6 days now, and we're not even half done. Nowhere near half done. So, gotta make sure that thing's working. And summer's coming to an end. The first day of school's tomorrow. So there's 2 schools right here. One on the golf course right in front of the clubhouse. And the other one's right where I am here. That's a high school you see in the distance. That white brick building there, way down. So it's going to be pretty busy here in the next... I think the high school starts next week, maybe even the week after, but the elementary school starts tomorrow. All this topsoil's got to be brought with a dump truck right in front of the school. Weird. There's no other way to bring it over there. They estimate 175 loads per fairway. Well, big fairway 175, the small fairway, it's not small. They're both big, but the one's a bit smaller. That's probably going to be 140, 150, 150 loads of topsoil. So that's over 300 loads. See, if we don't get enough from these 2 fairways, we're going to buy whatever they need. And the reason why they don't really care what it costs to screen this, because it's got some contaminated material in it. I don't know what's in it. No one's explained to me any of that. But if they don't use it on their own site, they have to send it to a place to deal with contaminated waste, which is extremely expensive. And I'm talking probably millions of dollars. I don't know. I wouldn't want to have to pay. So by using it on their own fairway, they don't have to pay for decontaminating it or whatever they do. I don't know what they do with it. I don't understand. It came from the ground. Maybe all the pesticides and the fertilizers over the last, this golf course is about 50, 60 years old. Maybe there's a buildup in the soil from that, I guess. That's probably what it is, but I have no idea. So that white plastic stuff you see on the ground is, nobody's watching right now. But anyway, the white plastic stuff is all the old irrigation system. 4-inch. It's mostly, there's a bit of 2-inch or 2 1/4, and then there's 4-inch. 4-inch is the main line, and the 2 1/4 is what goes to the sprinkler heads. The sprinkler heads were all here; they're all destroyed. They removed some of them, but most of them just got pushed up in the pile with the bulldozers. Garbage. You know, all the sprinkler heads, what are they worth? And the wires too. There's wires everywhere. Copper, underground wires, especially for irrigation. It's all over the place. Okay, well, it stopped again. So the best thing is for me to get down there and try and get it manually going again. So let's see. So we'll play with the feed control. God, I was about to give up. Just tried it at a high idle. Tried it at a low idle. If I shut the other two conveyors off, the drum and the conveyor, the big main conveyor, and all the power is going to just the one small conveyor, that feeder. I think it's called the feeder. And it started turning. I was gonna go get a shovel full of sand and try that again. It's got a big rubber diamond pattern on a drum, and I think it's just, I don't know if it's worn out. You could probably spray something on there to get it sticky. Like, I don't know what you could do, like belt dressing kind of. Rubber against rubber, it's not gripping. It's because of this stuff here that got the bucket. This raw topsoil that's never been through here yet, so it tends to block it up. See it turn. Yeah, I'll do that next time. Just bring down the idle. It should have a drive on both ends. Dumb. Weak point in the design, I guess. I mean, both sides of that makes sense. The screening drum are both sides are driven because it's sitting on two sets of tires, 4 tires, one on each end, either side. And then the main conveyor's only got the one drive at the top up there. It's still working there, pretty good. Because it's turning so slow, it starts to slip sometimes. It's been doing that since we started, so I think it needs a good belt dressing material on there. Clean out. I think you need a blower, blow all the dirt and dust off that conveyor, and then clean it with something. I don't know. No idea what would work best on that. It's not my machine. I would figure out, if I owned this thing, I'd figure it out by now. Gas held, handheld blower, blow all the junk out of there. I'd spray WD-40 in there, that might work best. Someone's calling me. I don't know who it is. I don't even recognize, I'm not taking it. Leave a message. I don't even know if that stops the video for live video. Last time I had a live video that I had a phone call. I took the phone call, and when I got off the phone, the live video started again. So I don't know. More dry stuff. Yeah, it's trying to clean this right up to the very top. Look at what's coming out of it. It's like 80-90% topsoil. So if we had a bigger, we need a 1/2-inch screen. I mean, it's 1/4 inch. The spacing in there is 1/4, and I think we need 1/2 inch. And I don't think there is a 1/2 inch drum. Should be. Put it through twice, you get quite a bit more. I was counting, I put 6 buckets in when I started this thing up, and I took 2 buckets and put it in the waste pile, and the rest was green topsoil. So it's pretty good. 2 to 6. And then I think some of that, I started taking some of that stuff that came out of it, putting it back through, so then you kind of lose track of how much is going in. It's hard to keep track. It's gone through 3 times, you kind of waste your time after that, so just put it aside. We're going to use that fill, we're going to use it as fill. It's coming out of the waste. So some of the, they want more features around the holes, like big hills, big berms. We're going to use sod we stripped off here, it's right behind here. You can see it. It's piled all over. It's gonna just get pushed around here on top of the ground and stay in here. In this loader, so I have no idea what time it is. I was planning on doing a 1 hour live stream, but I need a watch. I think I'm gonna put this back. Give it one more shot of this stuff here. There's a lot of topsoil. Pretty fuel efficient, that motor. That's why I think it's around 40 or 50 horsepower. Maybe it's 50. It runs all day and it burns maybe 50 liters. So that's what, I don't know how many of these gallons. It's probably like 12, 15 gallons of diesel fuel. Pretty good. Something that size running all day. You never shut it off. That's a 9-10 hour day. Shut it off at lunchtime, that's it. It's the only time it gets shut off. We have coffee break at 9:30 sometime. We're not having it today because I'm the only one here, so I'm not going for coffee. We're crazy. And make the best of the weather. I think it's when they're calling for rain later on this weekend. You know, and we don't know what's going to happen next week. It's freaking bad again. Manually get it running again. We gotta do something like that. That's not bad. Stuff was already screened. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. we got some comments here. Phantom. I'm working at a golf course. This is a housing development project now, so it's not so much a golf course anymore. It's the old part of the course that they've abandoned, and they're struggling. That drive wheel keeps slipping. You know, it should have worked fine there. Like I put through some stuff that was screened already. I was not putting fresh topsoil through there that hadn't been screened. That tends to jam it up. But the stuff that's been screened has never been a problem. And that was the hardest to get it going again. So I got a precarious setup here for my camera. I'm sorry, it's not the greatest. What I'm going to do is gather up some dry stuff. Maybe I'll shut this down. Let that get through and we'll shut it down for a bit. I'll go get probably 25 or 30 buckets from up the hill, and then I can just... You got to keep an eye on that dry wheel. It's terrible. It should just... That's a flaw in that machine. I mean, the flappers, those things on top of the drum, they're not working that great. And that drive wheel, that's a pain. If the topsoil was drier, I don't think it'd be an issue. You can just go right through. It's because it's damp. Normally this time of year, the ground is dry, like really dry. You dig a hole 10, 12 inches deep and there's very little or no moisture at all. So August. And I mean, from now right through to the end of the year till winter, it gets wetter and wetter and wetter. It gets cooler at night and the water does not evaporate. It stays in the ground. So it's either now or never. Now or next year. We won't be screening topsoil in October. That's for sure. September is this could be over if it rains for a week straight, 4 days in a row or something. That would be it for this year. Until we till next spring to do this. Okay, I'm gonna drive up to the top of the hill there. I call it a hill. It goes up a little bit over there. Get some dry stuff. It's gonna be raw topsoil. That pile's damp, the other pile's damp. This is stuff that's over here sitting in the sun. It's drying out. Maybe I'll turn it over and then we'll try and put it through. Topsoil here. If we have time, we'll scrape that up and try and screen it. For now, there's another fairway too on the other side of where those houses are built. There's another smaller fairway, but there's probably about 2/3 the amount of topsoil is here. Anyway, like I said, I think they can use this stuff raw. Send it over there, spread it around with a bulldozer, screen the stuff around the greens and the tees and get it over with. And, you know, they're just spending a ton of money doing something to get results that are like, you know, way better than they need. If you run a bulldozer off around on this, flatten it right up, and you'd never be able to tell the difference between screen topsoil and raw stuff. What I'm putting in the screener right now is untouched. Just pulled right out of the ground like it is. There hardly any rocks. There's not any big tree roots or anything. It's actually pretty good stuff. But it's not my call. the equipment that cuts the grass here is really expensive equipment. Use reel mowers, and it's not like your lawnmower you use at home. I think the device to sharpen the reels is like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 maybe. I don't know. I think I see them used for $30,000. Get down to, I mean, they cut the grass literally 80 thousandths of an inch. Not here, the really top-notch golf courses. This is 100,000 or more on the fairways. Stopped again. Okay, this is terrible. I gotta go manually rerun, get it running again. Maybe I'll end the video right here. I'll bring it up close. I'll have a look at that screener up close. Because obviously you can't see very much. Okay, let's see. Pretty noisy. I left it in reverse, it's beeping and beeping and beeping. Here's the 914. that bearing get buried in topsoil. Staying clean. There's the main. That's not the main. That's the feed conveyor belt. Right there. Turns very slowly. And then you got the screen, which is too small. It's all topsoil. It looks like screen topsoil coming out of it. There's the odd stone. That's a stone right there. Not that many. These flappers aren't working. Doing a little bit of something. You can see the holes we drilled. Shut her down and give it a break. This is what blocks it up. I think this is what's doing it. Big chunk like that. It's kind of neat. The muffler is the exhaust manifold. Isn't that cool? So there's the blowers on the other end right there. I think it blows air in this way. And then that runs cool, that motor. Look, there's still paint on the exhaust pipe here. So we'll give it a little break, and I'm going to move, like I said, 30, 25, 30, 40 buckets come up on top of that hill. And then we'll start it back up, and after I get that done, and keep running it through. That whole pile's got to go through. And this is our finished product. This is the screen topsoil right here. Lots of these little balls. These little clay balls. They've dried out. Make it through the screen. They're just hardened up because I don't think they're pieced. I don't think they're stones. They're just little clay balls. But for the most part, it's nice, clean topsoil. Look at that, beautiful. Still damp. It's got a bit of moisture still in it, so just it's dry enough that it's getting through. Any wetter than this, we wouldn't be doing this today. So that's I'm gonna leave it right there. We're gonna end it. What I was doing with this steel pipe, I gotta get a longer pipe than that. It's poking these. I gotta go once every half an hour or once every 20 minutes for sure, and poke these openings, which I didn't do because I was doing a live video. I was kind of not doing that. And what happens is the topsoil builds up on the other side of this. That's why these openings are here. And then that's where the drum's turning right there. We'll climb up there and have a look. Have a look at the drum. Here it is. This stuff ends up falling off. I kept seeing clumps and I was wondering where they're coming from. That's where it's coming from. And it's starting to block up in some spots. But for the most part, see those roots? That's roots from the sod. But that opening right there is 1/4 inch. That little groove. If we had like 7/16, I don't know, half inch probably would work just like a charm. You just screen this stuff as fast as you can go through, and then you can see the holes we drilled. The old holes are right on those rubber belts, and the new holes we drilled are on the ends, one end. So I gotta go around with the shovel and knock this stuff off. I might do that before we run it again. It's starting to build up a little bit here and there. You can see it. I can go right up inside here. We won't end the video yet. We'll go right up inside. So I just gotta grab that shovel, climb up in here, and see, it's starting to clump up right there. A little bit right here too. Yeah, you have to kind of stop it to see that. And then there's the main, not the main, I keep calling it the main conveyor. It's not the main conveyor, it's the feed conveyor belt. And it, I don't know why, but it keeps slipping on there. So we're up on top now. Should have brought the shovel. There's the Mickey Mouse. That little tire on the other end's flat. This one's holding air. They just run on that metal surface there, metal drum. See that? It's a groove being worn. A lot of that. Because it's too badly bent. That's probably new. That's probably there since we started. It looks fresh to me. Probably on all of them. Yeah. Anyway, as I can see, this thing's bent up. It should be straight. They did some sort of repair here on it. Not very well. Probably what they should do is cut this up a little bit or something. That shouldn't be happening. That's going to work its way right through there. It's happening at the other end too. You can see a little groove down there at the other end. Follow that piece of angle. Yeah, right there. So, yeah. What we did was we drilled the holes on the very ends. So these were double. They were twice. They're supposed to hit on both sides, but they're only hitting on one side now. Oh, sorry, I'm zoomed in there. Sorry. There we go. Now you can see. So that's where the bolts used to be, and it was this. They were this long, and I think they're still 4 inches short. They need to be, and they may not be short. It's hard to say, but I think what's happening, they're just so worn out from being flexed back and forth that there's no stiffness to them. They're supposed to stand right up like this as they come around, and the next time they hit, they're coming from way up here, whereas they're not doing that because they're just too worn out. Nobody's doing anything about it. I think what a waste of money, like for the cost of 20 little rubber flaps like that. This whole thing would be going better. So I'm going to jump back down, get that shovel and clean this drum off. Wish there was somebody here because I can run it while I smack it with the shovel. You know what? I'm going to run it with the shovel. I want to run and put the ladder up over here and just come up the ladder and hit it. Maybe on this side. Just leave it turning slowly because that's no good. I can only hit half of it or less than half. Anyway, the live video is coming to an end. And then over here, this is the main conveyor. And this thing can pull, you can pull this down the road. Can you believe that? There's that conveyor there. So Maybe we need to tighten those bolts up. I see some tensioning bolts right there. Looks tight enough to me. I don't know. I'm walking on it. Seems tight. Doesn't seem loose, but I could tighten it a little bit, maybe. And I think there's a big chunk of this stuff comes off the side, and that's what stops it from turning. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. This one's inflated. The other one's flat. I don't get it. Maintain your equipment. And the key for stuff to last is to maintain it. Not buying parts when you need them. You buy parts when you need them. There's a big chunk stuck on there. I don't know if there's... Look at that. I better go knock that off too. Take a shovel and knock that loose. Okay, well, I'm going to end the video right here. There's the old Caterpillar. I think it's a 2005. I think it's that old. It says 05 on the door. Could be. 19 years old. It's got 3,000 hours on it. So it's quite possible. Runs good. There's the odd stone like that. That's a piece of concrete. Okay. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. And we're at 59 minutes and 18 seconds. So I did say I would run it for 1 hour, and that's it. So we're gonna sign off at exactly 1 hour. Got 30 seconds to get out of here. Jump out of this thing. Yeah. I get too old for this monkeying around. Okay, I ran for a long time without being up, so it's a good sign. Holy Jesus, it's gonna make you seasick. Yeah. Thanks for watching.